This video is brought to you by my channel members. You can join today for special perks and to help me create more videos. When you put it into perspective, none of these games really had support for very long. Garden Warfare was released on February 25th, 2014 and received its last content update on September 30th of the same year. Garden Warfare 2 was released on February 23rd, 2016 and received its last content update on December 1st that same year. This was before PopCap went back on the word in 2018 and updated the game for an additional year. Battle for Neighborville was released on October 18th, 2019 and received its last content update on September 1st, 2020. None of these games had support for longer than a year before the plug was pulled on them, especially Garden Warfare 1, which only had updates for 218 days. That's just under 8 months. But it wasn't meant to be that way initially. Behind the scenes after Legends of the Lawn, PopCap was working on something that went through a huge course correction. So let's dig into it. Garden Warfare was an incredibly risky decision for EA and PopCap, but one that paid off. An entirely new branch at EA Vancouver was created to house this new yet small team, and it was PopCap's first attempt at branching away from the casual PC and mobile games they were known for. EA bought PopCap primarily to experiment with the Plants vs Zombies brand, which was a massive franchise at the time. However, just because it came from a popular series didn't mean it guaranteed success, so they limited their investment in the project. It has been stated multiple times by various developers that the original Garden Warfare team was small and the game had a low budget, meaning they really had to make do with what they had. Garden Warfare launched with just 3 game modes: Garden Ops, Team Vanquish, and Gardens and Graveyards, alongside the 2 classic variants. There weren't many maps either, 5 co-op and 3 rush maps, and to top it all off, 8 playable characters with 5 variants each. Yeah, that's not a lot, but it was a live service game, so new content was expected to roll out. On a near monthly basis, PopCap would update the game, adding new content such as more variants, maps, and game modes. Like I said earlier, its final update was Legends of the Lawn, released on September 30th. When PopCap marketed the update, it was never labeled as the last one, and nothing hinted that support was ending. It was just another update to fans. But afterwards, PopCap went silent and people began to question what was happening. On March 14th, the official Plants vs Zombies Twitter account responded to a fan saying the game support had ended. But wait, what? That's 165 days of silence. Why would PopCap drop the ball while it was still rolling? Something had to be going on. Well, something was going on. A while ago, I emailed one of the map designers about the origins of the scrapped level Brain Street, and I ended up getting a whole new set of information. After Legends of the Lawn, the team began working on the next update, which they referred to as W1.5. The update's theme was zombosifying existing content, transforming maps into zombie utopias. That's how Main Street became Brain Street, and how Garden Center became Aqua Center. Wait, isn't that essentially Garden Warfare 2? Yes. The premise of this update is actually what kickstarted Garden Warfare 2. The higher-ups thought the scope of the update was too broad, so they told the team to make a new game instead. What makes this even more interesting is that concept art for zombosified props existed before the original game's release, hinting that the team had been considering this theme for a long time. There's a prototype of zombosified Driftwood Shores and various concept art pieces showing a zombosified Walnut Hills. Since Brain Street would have the zombies defending for the first time, they need their own equivalent to Potted Plants. PopCap came up with the station's Build-A-Bots. Just 5 days after the support ending announcement, PopCap teased the sequel with a small video advertising Mr. Toasty as a purchasable bot.
Greatest lawn defense system ever. Order yours now from your Z-Tech dealer. Protecting your future from the past through the technology of today.
It's also possible that Graveyard Ops is being considered, since at E3 2015, PopCap mentioned it was the most requested feature since launch.
So Graveyard Ops, our zombie co-op mode we just saw, was our #1 most fan-requested feature.
Speaking of ops, there were 2 unused zombie characters that I theorize were intended for this update: Gargantuar Prime and Futurim. These characters remain unused in the final game, but leftover models exist in the files. Given the zombie takeover theme, it makes sense they debuted in Garden Warfare 2 later on. The same developer portfolio also included early images of Seeds of Time running in Garden Warfare 1's engine. Some believe this indicates that it was originally planned for Garden Warfare 1, but I think there's a more plausible explanation. I believe Seeds of Time was built off of Cactus Canyon for several reasons. In the files, numerous references to Cactus Canyon exist, such as boss mode textures found in the Seed2Time folder, and shader file names. It's possible that the Imp class was considered for this update, but nothing in the files strongly suggests that. A lot of people are upset that this update never happened, and instead led to the creation of Garden Warfare 2, but honestly, I see it as a blessing in disguise. Garden Warfare 1 is incredibly buggy today, largely due to its poor netcode and weak server infrastructure, and this update, it was massive compared to the others, which usually added just one new map, one mode, and a few variants. This one involved map overhauls, new mechanics, and entirely new assets. Garden Warfare 2 is leagues better in terms of stability and accessibility, though I do wish they had stuck to the Zombossified theme more consistently. But what do you think? Should it have stayed as an update, or was it right to develop a new game instead? Let me know in the comments.